Sparkle Nation, welcome back. Thank you again for watching. I'm super excited today. My chair is gonna make little farty sounds, but I promise you, none of that is happening right now. Not feeling gassy, so we're good to go. But I'm gonna show you some fun crafts, and this idea came to me. Oh, here, you hear that? I'm gonna plug in my glue gun real quick. This idea came to me from the succulents I did as my fall decor. So I'm super excited, and this is going to be repurposing this, the succulents on top of these pumpkins into a new craft for Valentine's. So here's the deal. I'm going to use the plants from here. I will use some sphagnum moss and adhesive spray on top of here, and glue the plants. So here's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna use the rope to kind of put a little hanger on it. My thought is for this to be door decor or something in your house that you can hang with plants on it. Now I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Do I wanna just stick the plants on here? But then I wanted like a 3D kind of an effect. So here is how I'm gonna do this, and I've already done a couple. So I want to show you. I'm starting off with a cup. I just got a paper cup. It's a coffee one, so it's insulated, but I cut off the insulated portion here. So essentially what I did is I took a cup that was just like that, and I cut it into 4 pieces. So I cut off the bottom, like I cut off just like this, cut it in half, right? So I'm actually going to show you, so you're not like, well, what the heck is she talking about? So take your cup, cut it. OMG. Now I was using different scissors yesterday, so these ones suck. But I'm gonna commit to it real quick. So you cut your cup all the way, and you'll see the outer layer of these comes right off, which is good, because I don't want the blue. And just keep on going. So, maybe this way. I'm so weak. It's a cup, really? Yeah, I need to put that much strength into it. Now this one's not gonna be that great, but you'll get the idea. So the point is for you just to get the idea. So you strip off the outer insulated. Now here's my little trash bin. So as I go and make trash, all right? Now at the bottom you have like a cup part. So what I did is I thought, you know, this is such a cool idea. Take the bottom part of your cup, so it's got like a little ledge, and then you can affix it to your heart. Put sphagnum moss around it, on top of it, inside of it, and then get your succulents in there. So I did that for a couple of them, and it worked great. So that's what I'm gonna do. This butchered cup I will put away. The really nicely cut one I will use. So here we go, peeps. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna break away and show you how to spray. I mean, it's so easy. I'm gonna just literally spray the adhesive, put the sphagnum moss on, but I'll do that video outside, just that snippet so you could see what I'm talking about and splice it in. Just because I really don't wanna do that indoor. The adhesive spray smells and I don't wanna get it everywhere. Okay. So here's the deal. On these little cup ledges, you have to decide how deep you want it to be, right? So how big do you want it to be? I think this height is about right. It's about 1.5 inches. So that's high enough. And then you just straighten it. Now what I found is if you're trying to just glue this on here, it's gonna be very difficult because it's a wooden smooth surface, and then the cup is really smooth. So this is what I did, and I am gonna have to go get some cardboard. Here we go. I'll use this. I'm gonna get a piece of cardboard. This worked great. Let's see if we can use this one. Yeah, I'll use this one. So I had a piece of corrugated cardboard, and I tore off a little chunk. So now what I'm gonna do is when my glue gun gets ready, you glue that on there, and you'll notice there's ridges. So then when you take your little cup and you stick it on there, it's gonna adhere to the cardboard way easier, and it's gonna kind of fit into that ledge. So that was a really great way to do it. You're gonna cover all of it up with your sphagnum moss anyway, so don't worry, you're not gonna see it. So I'm gonna use 2 little cutouts, because the third one, I'm gonna show you a different way to attach your cup. And I will do that now. So 2 of these are gonna have that in the edge of a cup, or the bottom of the cup. The third one is going to have a little something different. So first let me fix this one, shorten it. Okay. Make sure that's gonna stick. It's not straight, so I wanna get it straight, or it is not going to lay flat, and you'll have a tough time adhering it. Okay, it's laying in the ledge, so I'm good. And now for the other one, what I essentially did was take a couple of these, like the 2 sides of a cup, staple it, okay, so you combine them together, and then I made like a little bit of a funnel looking contraption. So just depends. Now there's a little too much material here. Okay. Like that. Now you staple it again. And there you go. You have more of like a cup type of a cone. So I did one of these as well. I liked both. You make up your own mind. So this one is gonna go on just like that. I'm going to glue it to the heart, then spray it all over and sphagnum moss it. I will tell you, I'm a fan of this more because this is not as big of an area to cover with the moss as this is, and this looks a little more bulky. So I'm gonna make one just so you could see it, but at the end I would definitely recommend doing it this way for this size heart. And these hearts are about 10 by 11. Amazon pack of 6 for $15. Great deal. Okay, so get my remnants of my cups, throw it away. Trying to keep everything clean and organized. So as I go, I have no mess on my hands. So now I have to see which side is my right side. I have pencil marks on the rear, and I drilled some holes because again, I'm gonna go ahead and put my string in there so that can hang. Now what I'm gonna do is take that heart, put the cardboard on it with my glue gun, and it's ready to go. And I want that corrugated side with the ledges, I want that to face outward because that's where my cup's gonna go. So nice generous helping of glue and get it right on in there. I'm doing mine center. And ta-da, okay? That's it. Now I take my cup, and instead of putting glue on the cup, I'm gonna put glue on the cardboard where it's gonna lay. So right inside that groove, a lot of glue. Don't be chintzy on the glue because you want this thing to stick. And again, nobody is going to see it. It's gonna be covered by your moss. Okay, tons and tons. Get it in there. And now what I did is I got the sides all glued in as well. Drop a bunch of glue in there, press it down. Don't be squeamish. No one's gonna see this, but you don't want it to fall apart. And then I'm gonna turn it and dab some on the inside as well. Just a big old glob in there on the edge to make sure that it holds that cup, okay? Now I'm gonna hold it for a second and let that glue just dry a bit. Don't worry about the glue getting everywhere. You can, as you know, with glue guns, once it dries, see the little strings? No issue. You can remove them, pull them away. Okay, so here is the first one. Get my glue gun refilled. Gotta have ammo. This thing really does not want to sit. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, so here it is. This is what it looks like from all angles. Easy. Same thing with this one. I've got glue on my finger. There we go. Get that cardboard smooth side down. Get a poo-poo load of glue. And lay it down where you want it. Ta-da! Okay. Now you pick a groove where your cup will sit and go to town with the glue gun. You know, it's so funny whenever I'm doing stuff and kind of like paused, I notice I sing the Jeopardy song. No clue what that's about. Second one, glued in. Yep, I'm checking inside, plenty of glue. Let me check the first one. Yep, it's solidified, dried. Perfect. They're looking great. Oh, mother sucker. You guys, on the second one, I glued it on the wrong side. See, that's the right side. Darn it all. Now I'm gonna have to see if I can get this thing off. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get, and I'm okay with that, because this one I will keep for myself. So since it's the back side, I'll put little felt pads on it. So wherever I hang it, it doesn't hit the wall and nobody's gonna see that stuffed up mess. Okay, now I need another piece. Cardboard. I will need both of these. Actually, I don't. For this one, I don't. Okay. Right side. Let's see, how's this one? Right side. Okay. Right side. It is. I'm going to hold it down, press it down so it adheres just for a moment. Perfect. So this is the second heart. There we go. And now for the third. Third, like I said, is going to be a little bit different. Well, I'm going to use the funnel I created and I'm going to glue it straight on. So with this one, I'm going to do center. And plenty of glue on the back. So I'm just putting a bunch of glue directly on the back of this cup. And like I said, I already did one of these and it held lovely. So there's no reason this should not hold. Press it. And let it stick. And there is the third. All right, so now this step is the glue. I'm gonna go outside, glue it up. So shake, shake, spray all over the front and put the sphagnum moss on top, which will stick and get it all like nature looking. Then you put the succulents into the sphagnum moss and ta-da, you're done. The reason you use this is because you're going to use a spray bottle to keep the succulents alive. So you need something like some sort of a dirt or something to water. So that's sort of the soil. All right, so here we go. Let's reconvene. outside in my spray, what is that thing called? Like, you know, where they paint cars? One of those places, because I'm not spraying inside my house. It's gonna. Okay guys, so here they are. There's the sphagnum moss, and I've taken a bunch and put it on the paper so it sits there. It's easier for me to grab and put on here. I'm doing this single-handed, so I'm gonna get the spray ready. Shake it and spray it. So I'm just gonna show you the one part, see, goes onto the cup. And what you do is you just take your sphagnum moss and just throw it on there. So literally throw it on and dab it, and you will see where it's stuck. All you have to do is this, right? And then take the rest and place it into the bald spots. All right, I'm doing this with gloves because I don't want to get sticky. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and continue, and then I will show you the last one. Here's the last one. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna try not to get everywhere. So the point is spray and really cover that, like really well. Then take your moss and get it on there. Now, a lot of it is not gonna stick, don't worry. Just keep going in layers till you get it to stick. So whatever didn't stick will fall. Then take some more. Now do the sides, because you kind of, at least I do, I want it to look like nature-y, like a little plant. So everywhere I just sprayed glue, throwing a bunch of moss and the shavings. You can clean it up and make it perfect later, trust me. And you will probably need to glue more on later anyhow. Okay, so see how much falls off when you're doing this? Okay, there goes that. Don't worry about perfect right now. You still have a ways to go. Okay, spray again. And then fill the holes. You just don't want to see that white cup. Using a brown cup would probably make it easier. And you won't have to cover up as much. I'm working with what I have at home. So now I'm going to show you the reason why I said I think I like the other one better. Ooh, I'm sticky. Okay, get that out. So if you look at this one, see how large that looks, right? How large of an area that is that the moss is on. And then this one looks a little more streamlined, a little smaller. I know it's really hard to tell right now, but you'll see once the succulents are in it. And that's it. So I'm going to take a little extra sphagnum moss with me to the table, and I will glue any bare spots that are showing through with the paper. So we'll give it a couple minutes and regroup. All right, my dears, I'm back. So there we go. These have moss on them. All right. Now for the plants. So the plants are coming from this guy. And all I need to do, let me make myself some room here, is take them off. So I'm gonna use a scissor, and I am just gonna, see, right there. They're already on sphagnum moss like they were before. Just pull them off because they were glued to the succulent. I'm being squeamish because these sat outside and I hate bugs. So there goes. My pumpkin's gonna go in the trash, and all of these I'm going to reuse. So now I just have to play around and see what I want to use there, or where. There is a lot of glue on these succulents from the last time. And here's the thought. You can just glue them on the inside or the outside and create a little succulent garden. So something along those lines, right? So it's going to hang. You want it to be aesthetically pleasing when it's hanging. So just work your plants until you find the right way that you want to put them on. I do this before I glue, and then I commit. All right, so here is one. Now you can see, if it bothers you that you can see the little stems, take a piece of sphagnum moss, like a chunk. I'm going to show you. So get some on the table, get your glue gun, put some glue on top of that or a green stem, like you see there, and just glue it on top. So it's gonna look like dirt on top versus the stem. So if that really bothers you, cover it up. So here's some on this side. There we go. Anywhere you'd like to fill the sphagnum moss, so you have more of like a shape of dirt, I'm calling it dirt, go ahead, put some glue, and again, grab a chunk and just glue it on top to fill any and all bald spots. That is it. So this is one of my hearts. This is going to be hanging, and to finish it, all I am going to do now is I'm going to finish the other two, and then I will see if I have any plants left, and I will disperse them between the two. But I wanted to show you how I plan on hanging these. So I'm just using actual cooking string, the stuff you wrap rotisserie chickens with. And I am going from the front to back. So I'm going to tie a knot in the back of this so it doesn't come out. I'm poking it through, and these skewers are coming in so handy. Okay, so this part is the part that kind of sucks a little bit, so get something to lean this against. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to start tying a knot back here. Tie one. I'm going to like triple it so it doesn't go through the hole. My holes are not that big, but still, I don't want to mess with it. 3 times the charm. So there's one. Now, we pull this through to the back. And decide on a length. So for this guy, okay, this is the one for me. I'm gonna do, I think this is a good length. Wherever I plan on hanging this, this is going to be plenty long, I believe. So I would do that. And on this side, tie a knot, triple knot it. 1, 2, oh, 3. Ta-da! And there it is. I have just repurposed the succulents off of that pumpkin from October, and the plants keep on living, and I have a new holiday decoration. So that is it. That was my idea. I hope if you are into crafts, and even if you haven't done this with your pumpkins and your repurposing, it's a super fun little idea for a craft for yourself, for friends, if you want to give them as gifts, to do with your kids, or if you're just super crafty and love spending time crafting and relax that way. I think this is a fun one. I hope you enjoyed it. So until the next craft moment with Sandra, just remember, be awesome and sparkle. And thank you so much again for watching. See you soon.